welcome back to another video. I'm Sbahle Mkhize and this is my channel. If you are a regular Dzegular, a regular liker, a regular sharer, honey, thank you so much for coming back once again, baby. And if you are new here today, welcome to the channel. Make sure that you click that subscribe button so that you can join the Regular Dzegulars. We are on the road to 10K. So please do make sure that you subscribe. It will mean the world to me. Okay guys, so as you can see by the title of this video, I am going to be doing a what to do before you move to China video today. Now, I've done a video like this before, if you didn't know already, and I decided let me do an updated one. So I'm actually going to put it as well in the bottom of this video. You guys are going to see the one that I shot about a year ago. I feel like because I watched that video, my teeth look so different. I used to stay in Beijing and that's been over a year ago. So it's quite an old video and I thought, let me do an updated one because things have changed. Some things haven't, but things have. And I think it's important for us to have this conversation because the realities of the situation is that being an expat, especially when you're relocating to a country like China, you need to actually do a lot of things prior to your move, just so that your transition is easier and life this side is a little bearable, because there's things that will shock you that you can actually prepare for before you leave South Africa or wherever it is that you're coming from. Okay, so I decided to put together a list for you guys, and I have all my stuff down here with me, but I also actually wanted to do something at the end of this video, so make sure that you watch till the end if you're interested in this. So I want to do a tips to get started video because a lot of you guys are still very confused about where to start, and I think, you know, that information is all over my videos, all over, you know, all the other content creators here in China. They already have said so many things, but I think maybe I've minimalized or made those steps even smaller so that maybe you know actually your action step tomorrow morning to wake up to do. This is the thing that you can do first. You know what I mean? That's the first thing you can do to get your process started. So I thought, let me actually minimize the steps and actually give you guys action steps to take in the future, you know, in the near future rather. So yeah, so that will be at the end of this video. So let's get started with the things to do before you move to China points. Okay, so the first one is to bring all your original documents. Now I'm talking original documentation that you need for your application here. So your degree, your bachelor's degree, your TEFL certificates, your teaching English as a foreign language certificate, your police clearance, as well as your ID book. If you don't have an ID book, an ID card, but you actually are gonna need it if you have any problems with your passport. If you lose your passport, you can take your ID as well as other documentation needed to the consulate, and you actually need that to apply for a new passport. So bring your ID with you. I know some of you are thinking, oh, you just need a passport when you move abroad. You don't need any other official South African documentation. Actually, you do need it. So bring it all with you. Obviously, bring it in a nice folder, waterproof folder, and store it carefully when you are traveling with it. And once you move to China as well, keep it in a safe place because these are important identification documents, you know what I mean? So bring all the original stuff with you. The next thing is to notify your bank that you are moving abroad and start to set up your app to give it access to international banking. So this is something that I didn't do, and I actually had a real problem when I had to transfer money back home, doing things like that, accessing money from this side. It became like really tricky. So one thing that I would highly recommend is going to your bank, talking to your banker, and just letting them know this is what I'm doing. I'm moving to China. I want to save as much as possible, so they can actually give you a menu of options that you can choose from the bank in terms of what type of savings account you can have, which ones give you access while you're abroad. So different banks have different options. I highly recommend FNB, as well as a lot of people I've seen actually use Capitec. Their app works really well this side. So yeah, go ahead, do your research about those two banks. I obviously don't know more about other countries, but I am aware that most of the American and British banks actually work with banks here in China. People actually bring their cards and are able to withdraw money and transfer money using Alipay. For us South Africans, you can also withdraw money this side, and you can also use your app, but obviously you have to notify your bank so that, you know, one day you're not withdrawing in South Africa and the next morning withdrawing in like Dubai, and they're gonna be like, hey, what's happening? And they might even block your card because of the suspicious withdrawal. So yeah, sorry guys, that was a message on my laptop. Okay, so notify your bank. The next thing is to download and subscribe to VPN. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what VPN is basically an app or software, or I don't know what to call it. hold on, I'll read the definition. So VPN is a network. Yes, it's a virtual private network that gives you access to sites and apps that are banned here in China. And so obviously we need that because sites or apps like WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube are banned here in China. So you do need to have access to those things. One, to communicate with your family. Two, to see what the rest of the world is doing, what's happening around the world, etc., etc. So I highly recommend downloading it and actually subscribing before you leave South Africa, because there is situations where you actually can't get your subscription done this side. So if you can, do it that side. Two VPNs that I recommend would be Astrill and ExpressVPN. Okay, so the next point, to join Facebook groups. Now, I know some of you are asking yourselves, why Facebook? Okay, so Facebook is going to be your best friend before moving to China, because there are so many groups for South Africans living in China, married people living in China, divorced people living in China, people with kids living in China, etc., etc., etc. So many things, so much information that you can get from there. And all you need to do is search and join these groups. If you have questions, concerns, ask questions in those groups. And people are very good at replying, and people are very open to sharing their experiences as well as resources that helped them. So utilize that, guys. Obviously, you have people like myself and other South African YouTubers here in China that you can use as a resource too. But I highly recommend getting information from different sources as well. Especially for situations where I literally have no experience, like having a child and moving with a child abroad. I don't know, I've never done that. So it would be difficult for me to answer that question for you. But a place like Facebook groups are great because there are people who have experienced that and have been able to overcome that situation and actually move abroad with their dependents. Okay, the next thing is to ask your school to connect you with your future colleagues prior to moving here. Okay, so while you're in South Africa, they can send you their WeChat contact, they can send you their WhatsApp, whatever the case, or they can connect you guys on Instagram, whatever the case may be, especially once you've signed your contract and you know you're going to that school. Because one, you can talk to them about apartments, you can talk to them about the school, and you can clever. Okay, you can gossip about the school. Be like, okay, so are they paying on time? Da da da. What else do they do? So they can know all your drama, because now you must know your baby. You must know the pros and the cons about your baby, the things that they do and the things that they can, mask and make look pretty in the interview. And then when it's time to kuluma facts, pumakonis. So you can gossip with your colleague. You can tell them your concerns. They can tell you, I know everything is fine. It's just obviously every single school has its drama, guys, and it's just asking God to place you in a school where they won't mess up your paperwork. They will pay you on time. They will pay you and compensate you for your value, and they will appreciate you. All the other stuff really is fluff, and you then become picky about curriculum and things like that. But honestly, the bare minimum or the basics need to be covered. Salary, you see my value, and you say what you're gonna do. And you do what you're going to say, brother. So those things are so important when asking your colleagues, you know what I mean? And accommodation and how to live and how living life is there. Like what's around the school? Can we get food? Things like that you can ask your colleague, you know what I mean? So yeah. The next thing is so important, and a lot of you guys have been asking me about this, and it's something that obviously has struck a big conversation about it, because there's so many things that have happened in the past few months here in China where young ladies who are also expats and teachers like me have passed away, and there hasn't been funds to get them home. They remained home, and it's been a lot. And we had to raise funds for them to send their bodies or send their remains home. So the one I would really recommend that you start looking into is getting international life insurance. Now I'm going to put on the screens all the ones that I recommend, and the ones that I've also been doing research about, and the ones that I can say a lot of people have said good stuff about them. And this is mainly because the obvious, we are living abroad and anything can happen, and we must prepare for that. And the thing is too is that you need to set yourself up and your family up so that they can actually not have to worry about trying to get your remains home and dealing with Chinese people and the translation and so do that as soon as possible and start reading up about it. Even if you don't start the policy immediately, but read about it, have the paperwork ready, complete the paperwork if you need to, so when you do get paid, you start the monthly payments. Okay, all right, the next thing I want to talk about is for your mental health. Okay, and this one has remained the same. It's in my previous video, but this is important. Do not tell people what is happening, guys. Tell them when you leave, when on the day. Okay, obviously close family, yes, but People that don't need to know, like, don't go broadcast it on Instagram, don't go broadcast it on Facebook, just because literally things can change overnight. And with the Chinese government and changes that they make, flights can be cancelled, things can happen literally overnight. So please keep it to yourself, move in silence. Don't announce plans, announce results, okay? For your mental health and just for you not having to explain to people what's going wrong, because that's one of the things that I did wrong. I told everyone I was moving to China, and then when I had to come back to South Africa because I didn't like the school and I wanted to change and start again, I had to explain all of that to everybody, and it just was a lot in terms of my mental health. So please keep it to yourself, because it's a big life change and not everyone's going to be happy for you. So remember that, okay? All right, guys, so those are the things I wanted to share with you guys. Definitely, if you are someone who's here in China already and you want to add to this list, please leave it in the description, in the comment section. Let's help other people. Let's make sure that people get prepared when they move abroad. Okay, so now I want to talk about just 5 things that you can do to get started with finding a job abroad. Not moving, but finding a job, okay? Abroad, teaching jobs specifically, okay? So number 1, wake up tomorrow and go get your passport done. We know our country, we know how long these things take. Get yourself a maxi passport, apply for one, and get it done. The next thing is a CV, and take that CV and go apply on LinkedIn, okay? So a lot of you guys have been asking me about agents, etc., etc., and I keep telling you guys, please go to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is such a wonderful resource to get agents, to get schools, anything school, anything English teaching related. It's such a great platform, and you literally can search ESL schools, primary schools in China, ESL schools in China, high schools in China, science teaching jobs in China. Like, your key search words are so important, okay? So with that, on LinkedIn, you can create a profile and you can tell them, I'm currently job seeking, and agents will DM you or private message you, hey, add me here, hey, add me here. Guys, please, Nisa your sleeves and go searching on LinkedIn, okay? And definitely don't think that it's going to just be at the touch of one button and everything is done. Just sit back and relax. No, you have to every day set time apart, set time out of your day to search and apply for jobs, okay? Read the posts, read the start dates, read the requirements, you know what I mean? Like, you need to put in some time, okay? The next thing is start saving money for your TEFL, start saving money for your documentation process. That is going to cost you plus minus 15,000 Rand. 20,000 Rand, because the TEFL itself, I see the prices are going up, okay? Then paperwork needs to be sent to China, and the process with SACA, and then with your authentication, taking it to the embassy, post-netting things, the little things that you don't think about. Start saving up. And I know 20,000 sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, okay? And rest assured that these companies will reimburse you. The school will reimburse you. So what I'm saying is also, if you can get the process started before you actually get the job, that's even better. Things like the TEFL. Get the TEFL. Get it done. So that when you're in your interview and they ask you, hey, do you have a TEFL? You're like, yeah. You know what I mean? Hey, do you have a police clearance? Yeah. You know what I mean? Do you have a passport? Yeah. Like, you need to be the yes girl. Not the, oh, I still need to go apply. Oh, I still need to... Nah. Be an efficient hand, okay? And that's what I want for us. I want us to be efficient hands, so that when the school hears this, they're like, oh, this person is organized. This person wants to be here, and they will get the ball rolling as well. They're not gonna, relax also and just be like, when she gets this done, things will happen. You know what I mean? So yeah. The next thing is go apply for your police clearance, my dears. That is the one that takes the longest. It's the one that's the most tedious. So I highly recommend getting that done as soon as possible with your passport, okay? And then the last thing I would say is make an introduction video and a demo video. So along with your CV, get that introduction video and demo video shot, edited, and ready. So that when the agents message you, you're just sending your things, I always come up with videos about how to make an introduction video and then make an introduction video. You know what I mean? I have the resource for you there. Go watch that video and read watch the video about how to make an introduction video and a demo video. You can use, I know my videos are for online, but that's exactly the same platform. That's exactly the same framework you would use for a demo video for teaching this side in China offline. So use that same script and same background, do the same TPR I was telling you about. I'm gonna put those videos in this video at the bottom as well, so you guys can check that out, okay? So those are the 5 simple steps that you can start, okay? And I'm gonna continue doing these videos, things to prepare you, kind of reiterating the same things over and over, and giving you guys updated information as things unfold. But know that people are coming to China. People are going and coming back now. Things are happening. So if you haven't gotten your stuff ready and started preparing, like, this is your sign. Get it done if you are serious about moving and teaching in China. Okay, my loves, so this video I wanted it to just be informative, short, straight to the point, and I hope that was for you. If you have any questions, definitely leave it in the comment section. I will definitely read them and answer them. A lot of you guys have also been asking if I'm still consulting. Guys, oh my gosh, I have so much on my plate, but I see the emails. I will respond. Things will get better soon once I finish with more land, and then I will get on it. But I'm also trying to get some help with it because it is a lot, and I'm trying to see if I can train people to help me kind of do that. But please do continue emailing and I will get back to you, okay? But these steps that I've given you, also my videos have also been a great resource for you, so please do make sure that you read them, okay? So, and you watch them, so I need to read them. Okay, my loves, yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.